Hi guys, it's a quite big scene, and I'm going to tell you about hiring junior specialists. Now I feel like a junior specialist in this big scene, a tiny girl in the big scene. Okay, but I'm not the one. I have 9 years of experience in marketing communications, and 3 years I work in game development industry. More than 1 year, I occupy a position of Chief Brand Officer at Values Value. It's a recruiting company, a leading expert in game development market that helps the best companies and the best talents meet each other to create coolest games. We see our mission in developing job market. That's why I have a clicker here. No. Sorry. Do I have a clicker? Guys? I don't see it. Okay, go ahead. Okay. So we see our mission in developing job market. That's why we conduct multiple types of researches and surveys. One of them is the overall salary survey in CIS region and Ukraine. And this year we added Cyprus.
А как? Just up. The next one. Yeah.
No, one more. Okay, here, okay. Sorry. For 3 years, we conducted the overall salary survey and gathered in this period almost 4,000 responses. This survey helps to understand both the companies and candidates what is the market salary level. Last autumn, we launched a new project, Raising Talent project, that helps junior specialists and the beginners in game development industry to be more visible for a potential employer. Do we have here any junior specialists? Yeah? Oh, do we have here representatives of the company who hire junior specialists? Yeah, I'm so happy for you. I have a question. Who is a junior specialist for you? Could you find a definition? No? I'll try myself, okay? Look, it's a young person. All of you, I think, presuppose, think that it is a young person who earns not much money and has a lack of experience and not a big expertise. As for game development market, most of junior specialists, they have a background. Let's meet junior specialists in game dev. I gathered for you real profiles, but change names. I hope it's switched. No.
A big green one.
I have a problem. Yeah, that's it. Meet Victor. He's 26 years old, and for 4 years, he made events and led some projects with high budgets, by the way. He has very good communication skills, and he is ready for relocation. The next one is Anna. She is junior concept artist. She has a background of art director at the creative agency, local creative agency, but that is a part of international company. She had a baby and decided to switch from the creative agency to game development market. She graduated from specialized courses, Games Academy in Ukraine, and she is not ready for location because she has a baby. Meet Martin. He is junior game designer. He has no relevant experience, but in the background we see the position of chief legal officer in the international company that operates on the local market. He is searching for internships, and he is self-learner. That is a key question and key point for my report. Most of people who work in game development, they are self-learners and they are self-motivated people. The whole game development market is based on self-motivation. How do you think? Why companies need junior specialists? Any ideas? I'll try to answer myself. Juniors can contribute to business. First of all, they are very loyal to the companies that hire them. Second, they can diversify work. It means some tasks can be boring for middle and senior specialists, but they are new and very exciting for juniors. Junior specialists can even find gaps in your business processes because they always ask questions all the time. I can figure out. They can raise mentors within your company. They will find them and they teach them how to teach, for sure. So what's the problem in the market? We have juniors with a background and we have companies that can hire them. Is it a problem? We see such situation. Most of game developers are self-learners, as I mentioned above. The average term of employment in one company is 3-5 years for one employee. If it experienced specialist, company has to understand by whom it replaces this current specialist in 3-5 years. Will it be a relocated person in high rates, or it can be a junior or middle specialist raised by the company, who grew in a company? The thing is, job market has its elastic limit. And if we don't have any fresh blood injections, we come to a situation when one qualified specialist is transferred back and forth between the companies in high rates. Is it good for the market? I'm not sure. Only last year in CIS region in Ukraine, qualified specialists became 2, 3, and even 5 times more expensive for companies. So it's a real situation that impacts the market. You'll ask me about relocation, probably. It is expensive as well. Sometimes it can come up to 5 or 10,000 euros per one relocation, depending on relocation package. Of course, you can offer, a company can offer remote jobs. But it has to understand, it has to have adaptation system, good adaptation system, especially for beginners, and a mentorship program. I looked at the educational programs available in all the locations, CIS, Ukraine, Baltic region, and global market. Only 60% of graduates enter a job market. Why it happens? Some of them were brought by their parents, if we are talking about young person, or by their friends. Someone think it is just one step to their self-development, like any other hobby. And that's it. Just, it is customer funnel, you see, 60% of graduates. So how to learn professions that are demanded in game development market? And where is the, this is the first contact between company and junior specialists. I put myself in a position of junior, like Anna, Victor, and Martin, and try to find what courses are available for me in different locations in English language, because I don't understand local languages. Here is a CIS region, and I divided educational programs into higher academic and independent. Independent programs, they are usually launched with the support of game development companies and enthusiasts who see the future in such programs. As for CIS region and Ukraine, you see there are not plenty of them. It's academic programs. As for independent programs and courses, much better. And I have to say that some of them are comparable by price to academic education, for example, in Baltic region. Because the leading employers, they rate those courses, and they can hire graduates after them. In Baltic region, I found 4 universities. I know there are some small programs, educational courses and programs. Most of the programs are supported by organizer of these conferences, Creative Mobile, and they are great guys, I have to say, because they develop the community. As for the global market, we see that US takes presidency. But I don't think that juniors from Ukraine or some Baltic region will go there to get an education. There are a lot of online courses, of course. I've listed some of them, and maybe they can come in handy. We see the situation, I told you about the switchers, people who have background in different areas, in different markets, and they dreamt about creating games from their childhood, and after 30, they decide that they can do this. But within the industry, it is the same situation of switching. I know examples when PR specialists decided to go to production or to business development. Maybe one day a developer or programmer will decide that he or she wants to be a recruiter or HR manager, and it could make sense. The second meeting point is job portals from the first point of view, but not only job portals. Company and junior can meet also on the corporate website of the company, where careers are available, vacancies are available, or in social networks. Like LinkedIn, I divided here, you see the list. First is global, and then goes main job portals in CIS region, Ukraine, and Baltic region. You can use it if you want. So, can a junior find job here? The thing is that 50% of employees are hired by recommendation. And that could be a problem. We've noticed one tendency in CIS region in Ukraine. Most of employers have secret internships for friends of their current employees and colleagues. You won't find these vacancies for juniors in the internet. What is in Baltic region? Are you as curious as I am? We've conducted research and a poll. We've polled companies, representatives of companies and employees, and asked them some questions about talent shortage in the region and their relationships with juniors. We got 15 answers, response. It is good because there are not a lot of companies represented in Baltic region. I think it is about 80 in here. Respondents represent 3 countries. They represent small, middle, and big businesses. Product companies, outsources, and indie are among them. 70% of respondents say that they have hired juniors. And 40% said that up to 20% of their current employees are juniors. What specialists the companies lack the most? That was the question. You can see the list, and it is not surprising. Almost in every location, in region CIS and Ukraine, it's quite the same. We also asked them about the level of seniority of specialists they like the most. Not only middle and senior specialists. At least 2 companies among respondents said they lack junior specialists. They are looking for candidates now, and that is a good news. The most efficient channels that respondents said, we see they also hire by recommendation. Here is answers by level of efficiency. Baltic companies think that recommendations is a good choice. As for direct acquisition or hunting, it is good for middle-class specialists and seniors. I don't know a company who will hire Junes in such a manner. Do they see a talent shortage in the region? Yes. Does it impact their business? About half of respondents said yes. What are the main reasons for talent shortage? That is very good that companies in the Baltic regions, they tie and connect talent shortage and junior issues. How they communicate with juniors. It is first, second, and the last, it is for the industry in the Baltic region in the whole. So we see that they name lack or absence of specific education, industry education, but not all the educational programs fit the demands of the companies, and they have to launch some courses, some inner education to grow specialists. Finding specific skill set is the problem, can solve the problem, they say. But it is a topic for separate report, I think, because every company that hires any specialist has to understand who they are themselves, what is their corporate culture, what their values. They have to understand how to communicate and what messages to send to a specific specialist to their potential employees. I've mentioned it before because I confused my slides. Really, companies connect the problem of talent shortage with the junior relationships. And I think that is really good. To solve the problem in the industry in the region, you see the answers. Time and industry growth, but companies are to contribute to this. Competitive wages must be clear for both parties, for candidates and for the companies. They both have to understand the market level. If salary wars start, eventually lose every parts of every side. You think it is for junior specialists the answer to this question, but it is not. It is answer for companies as well. As we see by the answers, the communication can be the weakest point for Baltic region. Here are the answers both of top managers and employees. And not to be groundless, I'd like to show you the comment of one employee who participated in the poll. There are some questions to managers as well. Do you have time? It's okay. So, what respondents suggest to juniors? They should suggest to go to online courses. They should suggest to practice a lot. But how to practice if you don't have a job? Cooperate with other juniors. Make games if you want to make games. Even a bad project for employer is better than the one that doesn't exist. So try if you're a junior. Of course, make network. It's about communication. And can solve the problem. takeaway. You can make a picture for this. It's divided into parts for juniors. Keep your CV up to date and portfolio as well. Be curious, practice a lot, make tests provided by employers. It's your practice as well. As for the companies, here is a list that can be helpful in developing HR strategies, hiring not only juniors. Respect your candidates, no matter it is middle or senior ones, or it is a junior specialist. What is really convenient and good for employer is contests, multiple contests for the beginners. You can find diamonds. I mean contests with the paid internships, further paid internships. Use this if you're a company. And my last message, also for the companies, broaden your client raw. Here is Alyosha. He is also a junior specialist. He is 15 years old, and he is math-led. Maybe he will play in your team in 5 years. I know that a lot of companies compete for such talents in the school, tech companies. But it depends on location. For example, in Ukraine, such kids are not respected by the leading companies. They go to the Olympics themselves. No one pay them, no one support them, almost no one support them, and you can be the one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Anastasia, for such a nice talk. Do we have any questions to Anastasia at the moment, guys? Raise your hands if you have. Enjoy your seats, and I have a question for you.
Thank you.
Do you have any statistic of the percentages of internships that got the job after the internship?
I can say about the conversion. It can be up to, in our project, Raising Talents, we've introduced about 50 candidates, junior candidates, to employers. Of course, not all the employers said that they hired them, but we know that several juniors got the job. And I know that one of them is in this conference now.
That is awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.